So my man Dennis Quaid has a brand new movie out where he plays a sadistic, creepy-ass psychopath, just an all-around creep show, and that is called The Intruder, directed by Deon Taylor. Now, I saw this a couple days ago, and I went in with pretty low expectation because, you know, we've seen this before with movies like this. I mean, they're not uncommon anymore. They're so cliche at this point. It's just one of those things where it's just like, we got another one. Well, let's go see it, because I do like Dennis Quaid. I've always been a big fan of Dennis Quaid. So, you know, he's kind of stepped out of the limelight a little bit over the past few years. So anytime he's back in a nice-sized, meaty role, I'm going to be interested. So I flocked to the theaters. We checked it out. And, you know, hey, it's very predictable. It's a very cliched film. I wish it kind of would have had more of its own identity instead of pretty much throwing everything at us that we've seen before in movies like this. You know, you could pretty much make a horror thriller film checklist and have this one pretty much filled up before you even hit the second act, I would say. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a fun film. You know, it's not remarkable or groundbreaking or anything like that. It's not the next big thriller film on the map. But it's a fine movie. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was terrible, if that helps. But you know, there were some parts that were pretty bland. There were some cheap jump scares. Some were pretty effective, but I feel like the movie relied a little bit too heavily on the scare tactics at times throughout. I would have liked to have seen, I don't know, man. I would have liked to have seen it a little more toned back and just focus more on the, you know, the creep factor of it, the slow building tension factor, instead of like, oh, you get a jump scare, oh, you get a jump scare, you get a jump scare, you know. But hey, it didn't kill the movie for me, but that was just a little note I made. Shout out to the acting. The acting was actually surprisingly good. Megan Good and Michael Ealy, they play the main couple that are getting terrorized. They brought enough to the table for me to believe in them. I thought they did a really good job. There were a few stupid character decisions made at times. You know, it seems to be a common occurrence in these horror thriller films, but I guess you kind of have to dumb down the character sometimes to get what you want in this type of movie. But yeah, there were some stupid, no spoilers by the way, but there were some stupid decisions made. It's kind of one of those things where you just roll your eyes like, really, dude? Like, oh, okay, of course they're doing that, you know. But it's not the end of the world, man. But yeah, I mean, back to what I was saying, the acting was pretty solid. You know, acting was pretty solid. Obviously, standout was Dennis Quaid here. I loved him. I thought he did fantastic. He was great. I saw a new side of him. You know, he's never really played many villains. I think he's played one or two bad guys in his career. You know, so dude was legit creepy as fuck. I mean, it really looked like he was enjoying himself in this movie. So it was nice to see him getting to explore a new side of him that he seems like he's never really gone to. So it's got to be fun as an actor to step in shoes and play this sadistic psychopath, this creepy guy that you've never done before. So you could tell he enjoyed it, or at least I could tell he enjoyed it. I got a little family connection to Dennis Quaid in real life, so from what I've heard, he's actually a really, really nice, cool guy. So I'm sure he had a blast shooting a movie like this where he got to get into new territory like this. But funny note, actually, he actually starred in a movie kind of similar to this one. It's called Cold Creek Manor. I think it was released in 2003. If you ever go check it out, it's got Stephen Dorff in it, I think. But it's kind of the opposite, though. Stephen Dorff is kind of the creep show, and he's terrorizing Dennis Quaid and his family in this house that they just moved into. So I thought that was a nice little parallel. But yeah, man, overall, this movie, it wasn't the best movie, but, you know, in a horror thriller film market like this, it's kind of tough to make a movie that truly stands out because there's so many of these damn things. And I think we really only see like 1 to 2 of those a year, the horror films that really stand out to you, like, you know, Conjuring and Insidious and stuff like that. But overall, man, it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie to take your date to, just to go chill and relax and watch some people get terrorized for a little bit. Everybody loves that every now and then. So yeah, man, I'd recommend it. Go check it out just for the hell of it. Why not? If we're going to give it a rating, I'd say I'd give it about a 4.5 out of a 10. So yeah, middle of the pack, mediocre. It was fun. Didn't hate it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on The Intruder. Let me know what y'all thought. Hit me up. Let's talk about it. I'm out.
Be sure to follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram @The Indie Rundown and like our Facebook page, The Indie Rundown Podcast.